Hello mga bibi! This is Ken and welcome to Earning with Jhen and Ken. So, nag-merge po kami ng ate ko ng aming page. So, yung page ko dati is Just Keep Swimming in Accounting. So, hello. So, ano lang po, ang mga magiging laman na lang po nun is mga quotes and such. So, okay. Sana po, supportan niyo po kami ng ate ko sa aming mga vlogs dito sa Earning with Jhen and Ken. So, ang topic natin ngayon is Conceptual Framework. Ayun, may nakaano pang ano. Char. Okay. Sige. Okay. Ang topic natin ngayon is Conceptual Framework, kung saan ito ay ang foundation ng accounting at ito ay nagiging guide para sa paggawa ng mga standards. So, okay. Let's start na po. Okay. Conceptual Framework. Conceptual Framework, or generally accepted accounting principles, it is a complete and comprehensive document made by the IASC, or International Accounting Standards Council. It is a compilation of terms and concepts that contains the preparation and presentation of financial statements for external users. It is a separate document from IFRS, or International Financial Reporting Standards. So, hindi po siya magkasama at dahil ito ay isang guide lamang. So, it is a guide in making standards and preparation and presenting, preparing and presenting in financial statements. So, provides the foundation for standards that contribute to transparency, strengthen accountability, contribute to economic efficiency. So, contribute to transparency by increasing comparability and quality of financial information. So, strengthen accountability by decreasing information gap between the contributor or capital and the people who they entrusted their money with. Contribution to economic efficiency by aiding investors in identifying opportunities and risks across the world. Okay. Sorry. Purposes: to assist IASB in developing IFRS standards with consistency. So, consistent po siya. Preparers of financial statements to assist preparers of financial statements to develop consistent accounting policy. So, consistent accounting policy po. And to assist preparers of financial statements to develop accounting policy when a standard allows them to do so. And to assist all parties in understanding and interpreting IFRS standards. So, Conceptual Framework is assisting the standard making body and the law and the preparers of financial statements para ang mga ilalabas nating mga financial statements ay mas maging less errors and omissions, and what do you call that, mistakes, or para mas effective yung paggawa ng mga financial statements. Okay. So, scope of the framework. The scope of the framework: 1. Objective of financial statements. 2. Qualitative characteristics of contents of financial statements. 3. Definition, recognition, and measurement of the financial statements of of the elements of financial statements. And 4. Concept of capital and capital maintenance. So, 1. Objective of financial statements. Financial statements are made to properly communicate the financial position and financial performance of the entity. Financial position means balance sheet, and financial performance means income statement. So, the data are used by wide range of users and helps in the decision making process. So, yeah. Yeah. So, complete set of financial statements includes the following: statement of financial position or balance sheet, statement of comprehensive income or income statement, statement of cash flows, statement of changes in owner's equity, notes to the financial statements or disclosures to the financial statements. So, ito pong 5 ang pinaka-main. So, users of financial statements. Meron tayong internal users, external users, direct users, and indirect users. Isa-isahin po natin. They have ready access. Internal users, they have ready access. Ibig sabihin, kahit kailan nila gustong makita ang mga financial statements, sila ay sila ay may karapatan at may ready access sa mga ito. Ready access in the accounting records of the company. They can look at the financial statements whenever they want. The example in simply gratia, owners and management. External users, they can view the financial statements whenever they want. Kasi, so external users, kabaliktaran ng internal users kasi yung external users kung kahit gusto nilang makita ang financial statements ay hindi nila magagawa dahil dapat may permission ito sa higher ups o sa mga owners and management. So they need to wait for the management to release their financial statements during the period. Exempli gratia, employees. So kahit po yung employees ay nasa loob ng company, they are not included in the internal users kasi sila po ay hindi naman nasa management at hindi sila yung owner ng business. Lenders and suppliers, government agency and regulatory agencies, and customers or public. Direct users, the financial statements have direct effects to them. So, direct users po yung mga financial statement users na naapektuhan talaga or may direktang epekto sa kanila yung resulta ng financial statements o yung resulta ng business or yung mga transactions ng business. So, exempli gratia, owners, management, employees, and BIR. So, indirect users, the financial statements have no direct effect on them. They only use them to advise the direct users. So, sila po yung mga advisors ng direct users. Or parang papaalala o nagsisiming gabay ba? Or yun, para sa mga direct users. Exempli gratia, regulatory agencies, labor unions, and consultants. Next. Scope of financial statements. So, stakeholders versus stockholders. Stakeholders are the ones who have interest in the financial condition of the company. In other words, these are all the users in the financial statements. All po siya. So, stockholders included. So, not all stockholders, all stockholders are stakeholders, but not all stakeholders are stockholders. Parang ganun po yung sinasabi niya. So, stockholders or shareholders are the owners of the corporation. O sila yung may mga stock sa korporasyon. So, accounting assumptions or accounting postulates. Foundations of accounting. So, sila yung kahit walang sinasabing mga statements or mga patibay na nandyan talaga sila kasi nandyan na sila or parang sila yung building blocks ng accounting. Kasi sila yung rason kung bakit nagkakaroon ng mga transactions, yung nagkakaroon ng financial statements, parang ganoon po. It is given even without being stated, meaning it is already there, to increase understanding and usefulness of financial statements. So, underlying accounting assumptions. Underlying accounting assumptions, entity concept. So, entity concept is the one that states that the owner of the equity, the owner of the entity is separate from the entity itself. So, ibig sabihin, the transactions on both sides should not be combined. The financial statements of the business or reporting entity should only consist of purely business transactions not personal transactions of the owners or owner. So, kung meron mang transaction si owner, kung kagaya ng um, ano ba? Nagrenta siya ng place, pero pan sarili niya naman, hindi naman siya kasama sa business transaction kasi ito po ay personal use niya lamang. So, going concern principle, business is considered to be running forever without anomalies. So, ibig sabihin po nito, ang isang business ay magra-run kahit anong kahit may mangyari man sa hindi. Ibig sabihin po niyan, ang business ay magra-run daw or nag-assume tayo na ang business ay magra-run ng forever, forever or nang walang katapusan hanggang ito kahit na ay nang walang mga sagabal or mga mangyayaring masama or mangyayaring bankruptcy sa ating business. So, parang ina-assume dito na kahit anong hindi kahit anong mangyari na ano yun, ina-assume talaga na forever yung business natin dito. So, okay. So, forever running. Ganon. Nang hindi ina-assume yung nang walang anomaly. Okay? Periodicity concept, the business life should be divided in series of methods. It may be monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. Usually used one. Is the annually. Okay, tama. So, meron tayo ditong calendar year, fiscal year, interim period, and natural business year. Calendar year, period that starts in January 1 and ends in January 31. So, ibig sabihin, ito po yung pinaka main na business period natin sa accounting. Kasi ito ay nagsisimula sa January 1. So, kung hindi siya nagsisimula sa January 1, pero 12 months consecutive siya, ang tawag po sa kanya is fiscal year. Period that starts from any date except January 1. Note that this must be 12 consecutive months. So, kunwari nag-start ka ng February, tapos nag-end siya ng January, yan po yung tinatawag na ng fiscal year. Tapos, interim period, financial statements are made monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. It must be more than one statements per year to call it interim. So, ito po yung mga statements na parang mabilisan na ginagawa para parang ito yung nasa management accounting natin ata to. Or kasi kailangan talaga nila ng report for the period na isang month lang or for the quarter para malaman nila kung ano na ang nangyari sa business. Natural business year, a fiscal year ending at a time when inventories and business activity are lowest. So, ito po yung ito po yung business year na kung saan pipiliin ng owner na mag-run ng business sa simula na yung parang yung kung kailangan talaga ng mga customers. Kunwari ng yung ice candy. Tapos, lang siya, ang sinisimulan ito nila yung, kunwari sinisimulan nila ito ng summer, tapos mag-end sila ng winter. Tama ba? Or mag-end sila ng winter kung saan, or kung malamig na ang panahon, kung saan sila ay kung saan ito, ang ice candy ay hindi na talaga kinakailangan ng mga customers. Okay? Underlying assumptions. Monetary unit. Quantifiability, assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses should be stated in their units of measure, in which, in terms of the Philippines, the Philippine peso. So, ito yung legal tender po ata yan. Stability of peso. The purchasing power of the peso should be stable and constant. Okay. Uncategorized assumptions. Matching principle and accrual principle. Matching principle dito po, kahit kung every income has costs and expenses behind it, that should be recorded. So, ibig sabihin po nito, yung mga every income natin, dapat, dapat kung may kaakibit itong cost, dapat i-include natin siya para ang ating financial statements ay reliable. Accrual principle, income is earned when a service is rendered regardless of when cash is collected. Expenses is incurred when the service is received regardless of when cash is paid. It is the opposite of cash basis. So, kasi yung accrual principle, kahit hindi pa nag-involve ng cash, basta nandyan na yung activity, ina-assume na po natin na ito ay nangyari, ay na i-record na po natin ito sa ating financial statements. Qualitative characteristics are what makes the financial accounting useful to the users. Classified into fundamental qualitative characteristics, enhancing qualitative characteristics. So, isa-isahin po natin. Fundamental, this focuses on the content of substance of financial information. Must be relevant and faithfully represented to be useful. So, ibig sabihin po nito, fundamental, ibig sabihin, nandyan talagang dapat, nandyan ito para ang ating mga financial statements ay mas magkaroon na mas reliable or parang ganun po. So, includes the following: relevance and faithful representation. Relevance means the capacity of information to influence a decision. Relevant information has the following ingredients: predictive value, confirmatory or feedback value. Predictive value, ibig sabihin, it is predictive if it can help the users of the FS in what he will do in the future. So, parang nagpe-predict ka na kung anong mangyayari sa future. Confirmatory value or feedback value, at the beginning of every year, the owner is expecting a growth in his investment in the company. He will tell his employees in what they need to do to ensure a profit. To confirm if what he has done is effective during the year, he needs to see the line item in the income statements in which is the net income at the end of the year. The FS is one of who should give feedback about what happened that year. So, magkakaroon, parang nag-expect sila ng result sa ginagawa nilang mga sa business. Fundamental. Materiality, also known as doctrine of convenience, related to relevance. An item is material if the addition or omission of the item related ba sa relevance? Omission of the item in the FS will affect the decision of the decision makers. So, ibig sabihin po nito, pag nawala siya or na-omit or pag nakadagdag ito sa financial statements at ito ay naka-affecto sa decision ng mga decision makers, ibig sabihin po ito ay material. Factors to be considered: relative size of the item, nature of the item. Relative size, ibig sabihin po kung gaano kalaki or kung gaano kamahal or kung gaano kaliit yung yung item, pag naka-apekto ito sa decision, ito po ay considered as material. Nature of the item, ibig sabihin po kung ano yung kung ano yung nature or kung ano yung ano ba yan? Yung parang yung very nature niya is very bad or very bad or very influencing sa decision or very serious yon, very serious kasi nakaka-apekto talaga ito sa decision making ng ating decision makers. So, parang ang example po dito is yung pagnanakaw. Kasi kahit na maliit lang yung nanakaw nila, dahil ang very nature nito ay napakalala, ibig sabihin, parang ano ni nag-ano ka na, baka nasa employees yung ano, or baka, o kung hindi, nasa labas. So, parang material po talaga yung decision nila. Okay? Faithful representation also mean reliability. It must consist of what really happened in the company financially. Even if it's a loss or gain, it doesn't matter. So, to be faithfully represented, the following ingredients should be present. So, completeness, neutrality, and free from error. Completeness, ibig sabihin lahat ng mga impormasyon na dapat nandyan sa financial statements ay dapat nating ilagay doon para ito ay maging faithfully represented. Neutrality, dapat hindi ka bias or wala kang pinapanigan sa paggawa ng mga financial statements, or dapat ito ay talagang kung ano nangyari, yun lang ang dapat mong ilagay para ito ay maging faithfully represented. And free from error, dapat ito ay walang omission or mistakes para ito ay maging faithfully represented. Yun, even if there is. Okay po. Uncategorized assumptions. Conservatism, parang ito yung expect loss then gain. So, ibig sabihin po, para mas secure yung paggawa mo or yung pagpalaganap ng business or yung pagpapatakbo ng business, mag-assume tayo na ang business ay magkakaroon ng loss in the future. So, para mas parang mas igihan pa ng ating mga owners yung palaganap ng business. So, substance over form, economic substance over legal form. Ibig sabihin po, ang form or yung nasa panlabas ng ating ang panlabas na palabas na nakikita natin ay hindi mahalaga, dahil ang mas mahalaga ay kung ano yung nasa panloob o yung kanyang kung ano talaga ang kanyang maiaambag or kanyang nature or yung kanyang role sa financial statements. Okay? Enhancing qualitative characteristics. So, enhances the usefulness of the financial information, which is relevant and faithfully represented. Focuses on presentation and form of the financial information. So, ito po, di ba may fundamental characteristics tayo? Ito po yung parang pang-enhance na lang or pandagdag para mas maging epektibo or mas maging mas malago pa or mas maging faithfully represented and relevant pa yung kanyang mga financial statements. So, includes the following: understandability, comparability, verifiability, and timeliness. Understandability. So, ibig sabihin po nito, ang mga financial statements should be easy to understand. Due to this, to understand it, the users must have reasonable knowledge in finance or parang accounting literate sila. Okay, comparability. It is comparable if the information given can produce differences or likeness of the items. Comparability within an entity is yung horizontal comparability or intercomparability. Ibig sabihin po nito yung every period or kung yung last year ay kino-compare sa present period para malaman nila kung meron pagbabago or kung nag-increase yung income or nag-decrease yung income or nagkaroon ba ng profit or loss, at para maagapan ito. Okay, comparability across the entity, intercomparability or dimensional comparability. Ibig sabihin po nito, yung dalawang company ay nagko-compare, parang kino-compare ng isang company yung performance nila sa isa pang company para malaman nila kung basta similar in nature yung ginagawa nilang mga business, para malaman nila kung epektibo ba talaga yung kanilang pagpapalaganap ng business. So, verifiability, ibig sabihin that may evidence ka that proves the transaction occurred so that the accountant will arrive at the same decision or conclusion. Ibig sabihin po nito, kahit na wala si accountant dun sa location ng transaction, basta meron po tayong yung proper evidence na nangyari ito, magkakaroon pa rin ng the same conclusion yung accountant para sa ginawa na sa transaction ito. So, timeliness connected to relevance. Yun, ito yung connected to relevance, hindi yung materiality. The FS should be available whenever the users need it. Meaning, it should be available at the time of the FS should be released. So, ibig sabihin po nito, timeliness, it is kung kailan kailangan ng owners o ng management yung FS, dapat ito ay naka-ready na. Dahil kung hindi, mawawala yung timeliness nila or parang hindi na siya relevant sa pagdidesisyon ng ating mga decision makers kasi yun, parang late na po. Okay. A friendly quote. And that ends our discussion sa Conceptual Framework. A friendly quote. Sana po may natutunan kayo kahit na medyo kulang-kulang ang aking discussion. Okay. A friendly quote. Things don't happen for no reason by Kristen Stewart. Or okay na. Sige. References. Yon. Sir Win, Accounting Lectures, James Christopher Domingo, Win Balyada, and Mr. Valix. So, okay, nandyan na po. At dyan nagtatapos ang ating discussion. Ako po ulit si Ken, and this is Earning with Jhen and Ken. Earning with Jhen and Ken. Salamat po. Earn with us even in pajamas. Salamat po at sana po ay may natutunan kayo at have a good day. Bye-bye!